Hello everyone, my name's Gavin Strange. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Happy Tuesday, the whatever of something or other or something or others of October, or whatever day or year or whatever it is. How are you all doing? Hello, hope you're all good. Hello to everyone in the chat. I hope everyone is well and happy and good and nice and safe and all of that good stuff. I am well. I'm wearing the brightest t-shirt ever in the world ever today, courtesy of Mudwig. Bristol's finest, Mudwig, rocking Mr. Johnny Cupcake's hat as well. Shout out to Johnny Cupcakes, absolute legend. We were just chatting in the chat about how much of a force of nature Mr. Cupcakes is and the brand, so big ups to them. How's everyone doing? I hope you're good. I am good so far. Pretty busy at Ardman work, which is really fun, and in my own time I'm sort of juggling a few different passion projects which are really good fun. All sorts of different odds and sods, sort of character stuff, illustration stuff, all sorts of different things. Big shout out to Mr. Plastic and Plush, who is a friend of the channel, and lovely Brian, aka Plastic and Plush, says, "Oh, what's your address, mate? I've got a little surprise to send you." And look what he sent me. How good is that? He sent me the Treason Booby O Young's collaboration with a Super Janky toy. How sick is that? How sick is that? So I'm absolutely over the moon that the wonderful human known as Plastic and Plush sent this over. So big ups, Brian. I don't know if he's here in the chat yet. It might be a little bit too early for him, but massive thanks to him, because that's such a lovely treat. That's such a nice thing, and it's a gorgeous figure. Really nice. It's got all of these lovely grooves in it as well, so big ups to Brian. Hello to everyone in the chat. Ian is here, Zanzibar. Gav J Hoffman is here. Hello Gav, I signed your book last night and I'm so sorry for what I've done. You'll see when you get it. That is all I will say. So big ups to everyone who kindly bought a signed copy of my book. You're very kind. Gav is one of them. Thank you, kind sir. Hunter's Home, Alex, hello mate. Extremely jealous of that. Yes, I know, it was such a surprise. And also the box that it came in is gorgeous. How cute is that? Super nice, super minimal. I think that's what I love about Booby's work. It's just super hyper minimalist and so expressive and so cute. So really kind of Brian to send that on. What a kind human being. What a kind human being in these dark times. And again, this is what this stream is all about. Hopefully a positive, happy space for us all just to hang out for a little bit. And that is why I wanted to talk about what we're going to do today. And so every stream, I have a little musical intermission where I just play some nonsense on my OPZ. And I realised I've actually never fully gone into the creative process of what the OPZ is. And so I just wanted today to be a bit of a mellow thing where we make a beat or two together, and you can kind of see the creative process that goes into it and see the process of just how much fun it is, of how experimental it is, and some of the key features of the OPZ that kind of, you start out with something simple and then you can make it quite organic, are really fascinating to me. Massive caveat, of course, in that I am not a musician, I'm not a singer, I'm not a songwriter, I am none of those things. I am just a happy tinkerer who loves making music and beats, and I just really enjoy the process of it. So I apologise in advance for I have no formal training. I do not know the right or wrong way to do things, and I'm very happy in that ignorance. I've done some training and I've done some courses, and I've tried to get better, and I understand music theory a little bit better, a tiny amount, but it gets to a point where it becomes so overwhelming with the rules, it kind of stops me just being creative, and so I try and park that aside and just don't let it stop me creating in the first place. And that is why the OPZ is such a great tool for that. So let's jump over to that view. So you can see kind of what the setup is, right? So this is the OPZ. It is, hang on, there. Why can't I put it closer? Don't know. Anyway, that is the OPZ. It's this tiny, small little synthesizer, and what it does is it comes with 16 different channels, right? And so these different 16 channels do different functions. So you've got a kick, a snare, percussion, sample channel, bass channel, lead channel, arpeggiator channel, and then a chords channel. So each one of these 8 things then corresponds to these buttons down here, where you can either play them live or you can play them as a sequencer. So you input the steps. So it's a synthesizer and a sequencer basically, all in this really tiny little pocket. So if you just played with these channels, that enough is fine. But then you get some really fun extra ones. So here, 1 and 2, these are effects channels, and you can apply different effects like reverb or echo or sort of a bit filtery thing to send all of your audio through if you want to do that. This is the tape channel. So you might have seen me in some of the streams where I sort of chop and loop and speed and slow down and speed up the song. That's using the tape channel. The master channel, I don't use it that often, but you can transpose things into a different key. You can sort of change, you can change the master. You can affect the entire track by using that. The performance is something that's really, really fun, and that is something I use every time, and that's something that we'll look at today. It basically lets you sort of affect the whole track with different types of effects of delays, loops, echoes, filter sweeps, and you can get some really, really interesting stuff. Then there's a component channel, which I don't think I've ever used. That's for like, you can actually have external plugins which plug into this thing, which I've never done. And then this thing here would let you, if you want to, control DMX lighting setups. So if you're in a studio, you more than likely your film, your lighting setup, if it's in a rig, will use the DMX protocol. And so this tiny little box can control DMX lights as well, which is sick, super fun. And then lastly, this is the video channel, and actually you can control Unity with it. I've done a prototype, and actually what I'm working on right now, one of the collaborations with my friends Kane Pickerel and Sam Vickery, is we're making a virtual reactive real-time band using the OPZ, using this channel which talks to Unity, sends MIDI signals, and basically you can control everything. So it's this tiny little joyous box that you can do all sorts of things in. And then you've got other buttons here. So like this is the program mode or the project mode. This is the mixer. This is the tempo. And then this is your different settings that you can jump into. But you'll also see something that you don't normally see when I'm doing my intermissions, is it's connected to the iPad. So it uses Bluetooth Lite to basically, you can control it as a screen. You don't have to use this, and when I do my musical interludes, I don't use a screen. But for today's purposes, I thought it would be really interesting for you to sort of see everything that's going on. And it also makes creation a little bit easier because you've just got control to all the different sounds and stuff. So that is a little bit of how this thing works. And I need to mean business, so I need to put my cat backwards. Hang on. There we go. Right. Hang on. No, my cap doesn't even work that way. I can't put my headphones on, and I can't not have a hat on. That would be illegal. Right. Okay, so each different thing, you can have 16 projects, and within the projects you then have different patterns as well. So you can have really long epic things. So if I just hit play, and then I'm going to jump through the different patterns, that I use them as different song structures, but you'll see what I mean. So that's where you keep different things. So I think we should make something from scratch, and let's stay in this project. It doesn't really matter. There's all these different projects. We're in project 10 there, but each one, then each project, and you can see the project changing here. Let's stay in project 10 and let's start a new one. So there should be nothing. And so if we go to the kick channel, you'll see each of the 16 buttons has different types of kicks. So I always like to start with a kick, really. I think being a drummer, that's kind of where I naturally go to. And the whole point of this is this isn't a a tutorial in how to use an OPZ, and it's definitely not a tutorial into how to make music, because I just don't know. I think I just wanted to share something that I find really creatively expressive and fun and intriguing and easy to dig into, and then you can then start getting really complex, but we'll get to that. So they're the different kick sounds, but that's just one set of sounds. You can see it here, that's the type of Z kicks. Each one of these relates to a different type of kick pattern. So ooh. Even though this is a kick channel, you don't have to have kick drum sounds. This is just another channel, and it's a channel that uses audio, not MIDI. So you can swap these samples out. We're not going to do that yet. That's a little bit too complicated. Let's have something meaty. First of all, I need to turn up the volume in my headphones. There we go. We need it nice. Oh, ZZen97 is following. Thank you so much for the follow. We are mucking around with an OPZ, just trying to make some nonsense. Oh yeah, so
strangeness. Possible systems of exchanges have been suggested.
So you don't have to have kick sounds. Like I say, this is a sample that I've already done.
The problem is very hard.
Ooh. Let's start here. Let's have something nice. And you can also basically use these different dials to affect stuff. Oh yeah, you can reverse if you want. You can see here, basically, each instrument, each channel then has this different section that you can jump between. I'm pressing the shift button and it takes you through the different sections that you can alter. When you don't have the screen, you basically know what you're doing by these different coloured lights. I don't know if they're showing up too well, but for each section it changes, so you can kind of know. You do have to sort of end up memorising, okay, white ones means I'm just in the parameters and the filter and res, and then the second one is envelope, then the third one is LFO, and then the fourth one is the sends and the panning and the levels and all that stuff. So it does take a little bit of brain training, but at the same time you don't have to use this without the screen. It works on any iOS device, so you can have it on your phone and stuff. It just looks really nice on a big iPad. All right, let's start putting something in. Oh, first of all, let's pick a tempo. We're at 140 BPM. What are we saying, people? Give me a tempo between 90 and 140. What do you lovely lot think? Let's put the... So awesome. Gav straight in. 120. Okay, mate, 120. 120 it is. You can... just the how have I got it? Not thermometer, metronome. Oh my days! Even the choices for how the metronome sounds is dope. There we go. Okay, 120 it is. 120, Gav Hoffman straight in. Which one do I want? So then basically, you just start putting them in a sequence. I mean, if we're going to do 4 to the floor, you would just put one in every 4, but 4 to the floor is not really my thing. So what you can do is, if you wanted to keep it there but you wanted to swing it, you would hold down a step and then you can sort of nudge it, so you can sort of give it a bit of, you know, it's kind of falling over itself, but I'm not into that. Boom, boom. And what we're going to do, generally how I like to make, is sort of just make a bit of a basic beat. Make something that is just on a loop, and then you can basically start adding in things called step components, which is where you can start to make it feel organic. Don't like that. And you can also see if you forget which one you've done, when it hits it, it lights up what sound it is. That's better. You can also, you don't just have to have one sound per thing. So if you wanted to, and obviously it's really nice to layer up kicks because you just get a bit of a, There you go. So I was showing a bit that you don't always have to have these things triggering every single bar. But for the time being, that was just a bit of an example of boom, 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 sh, boom, 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 boom. Let's have a little look at a snare, shall we? I mean, who doesn't love a little hand clap? It's not too hard, is it? We need. Oops, no, hello. Bad Leprechaun says this thing sounds like so much fun. It really is. Honestly, it's so much fun to just muck around with, just to have a play. Like I say, I'm not professing to know. I'm not a good musician. I'm not anything. I'm just someone who enjoys a little thing with buttons. I mean, let's keep the hand clap. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I'm not really changing any parameters here. Let's have a look. What you can do is you can change parameters, but you can make it so it doesn't affect it and it doesn't record it. And if you hold down shift, basically you can screw with lots of different things. So like there, you can change the amount of the pitch, and just to see whether you're playing it back in real time. And sometimes when I'm doing the intermissions, the silly musical intermissions here, that's kind of what I do. Just you can go into each track, each channel, and just kind of temporarily mess with stuff. I'll reverse it. So I'm using the rotary dial there to do it. And if I let go of shift, so it's a really nice way to just, again, it's the whole thing is just sort of iterating and playing really, really quickly, really, really quickly. But maybe there's room for another stronger snare. Play with the filter. Oh, Bad Leprechaun says my good lady got me a pocket operator a couple of months ago. Addictive stuff. Yes, so for people who don't know, pocket operators are also made by Teenage Engineering, and they are little things like this. So they are essentially the same thing that an OPZ does, but they are just way, way smaller. They're like between 50 and 100 quid. And they are the same thing. They are sequencers. So you have a row of 16 that you just program what you would like in your sequence. But because I think Teenage Engineering is really into sort of real-time organic filtering and tweaking, you can do a lot of those sort of changes on that thing as well. So if you're interested in kind of making music and just playing, but you're unsure of whether to spend 500-600 quid, whatever the OPZ is, these are super fun. They're great toys. They also look like toys. So I really highly recommend the pocket operators. And like Bad Leprechaun says, just really addictive, really fun. You can chain them together as well if you want to. You can have a little out cable from this one and go into another one. So there's plenty of options. You don't have to bite the bullet and spend the big money if you're just wanting to play and experiment. I did find a nice clap somewhere. That's quite nice. Let's have a little look at changing the envelope. So you can see that I'm pressing shift here, and then it takes me onto the envelope section, and then these 4 green dials, which are just lush to play with. So you can just change the envelope of how it sounds. You can make it really stubby if you want. You can just mess around with it. Have a little play. Or let's have a look at the LFO. And this is great. You can do all sorts of things here. So you can change the volume. So you see there it says vol, vibrance, pan, and then let's do. You probably can't hear that on the stream, but that is panning really, really quickly left and right. But it doesn't have to be pan. It can be volume, whatever that is, attenuation, res. So just playing around, you can do different things. I sort of understand some of these things. I don't understand some. Doesn't really matter. So it's almost like, of course, like anything, to get the most out of it, you want to. Yeah, the more you understand, the more you're going to get out of it. But at the same time, it's just super fun. Oh, hey, Boldface, thank you so much for the follow. Big ups your bad self. Thank you. We're just having a bit of a noodly fun. Maybe I want... On this one, I want to have a bit of reverb. And so I've got the step held down, and I'm now changing the parameters. So even with each step, I can change the parameters. That's quite nice. It's a bit too much. And maybe on those claps, so clap, clap, I could alternate the panning. So if I go here, let's go full left, and then let's go full right. Yeah. I don't like that third kick. So if I jump back to the kick thing, so boom, 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 back. Yes, that. Maybe if I shift it back a little bit, so it's a little bit sort of, yeah. Yeah. That's better. Boom, 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 boom. That sort of shuffly, boom, boom, boom. Right, let's have a little look at percussion, shall we? Oh, Plastic and Plush. Hey, Brian. I was just bigging up your bad self. I don't know if you caught it earlier on. Big bad boy, thank you to you for this beauty, you kind, wonderful human. So thank you. Big ups. Thank you to you. Brian, aka Plastic and Plush, says, I've been kicking around whether to get the OPZ, in brackets, is a major investment. I absolutely would say so, as again someone who isn't a musician, but I'm bringing music more and more into my own work and my own creations. And just yesterday I did some sound design for a project, and the freelance project that I was just finishing off, the film, that I did all of the sound design and the music for that as well. So I am trying more and more to make it a part of my process. I don't offer those professional services, as it were, but I enjoy and love making music for it. And I absolutely, hands down, do not regret having this. It is an investment, but if you compare it to the OP1, which is 1,200 quid, so what's that, $1,600? This is a steal. Honestly, I really think the OPZ is a steal for what you can do in such a tiny pocket. And I'll be totally honest, when I first got this, I did think, is it going to be a trimmed down version of the OP1, which I don't own myself. I borrowed a friend's. It is a gorgeous piece of kit, but it's big and it's heavy, which are brilliant things. It's a proper digital workstation. I did think, is the OPZ going to be like, I'm going to feel like I've got the light version? Absolutely no. When I show you the step components in a minute, that's when things get really, really interesting. So I can't rave about this thing enough. I actually did an article for a book about your favorite object, and I chose the OPZ because I love it. And even I had to write some blurb to go with it. And my blurb was, I'm not a musician, I'm not a singer, I'm not a songwriter, I'm not any of those things. But what I am is a massive fan of this because I just really enjoy it. Obviously, travel isn't happening, but when we were traveling, this was the best thing. If right, I'm in a hotel for 2 hours. Okay, great. Okay, I'm stuck at the airport for 3 hours. Sweet. Okay, I just noodle around and play and experiment, and time goes so fast with it as well. So yeah, I cannot rave about this thing enough. Do I like that delay on the snare? Actually, let's not worry. Let's not worry, guys. Let's not worry. Let's put some hats in there. Oh, I'm gonna have to have that in there, aren't we? Yeah, let's have some. Ooh, and you can do that, which is really fun. Let's see how that's done. Bit too loud, so let's change it, but that's all right. Keep pressing shift, and then we'll come down to the level. Let's just make that a little bit. There we go. Oh, let's have that. We like that. See about there. Kind of fights with a few other things, isn't it? Okay. Try it here. Let's make that step louder. Cool. Nifty Digits in the chat says, do you use OPZ together with anything else through a DAW? No, I don't. I always use it on its own. And if people in the chat aren't familiar with what a DAW is, it stands for digital audio workstation. So a DAW is something like Logic or Ableton Live or Fruity Loops or GarageBand. It's a digital piece of software. And that's the other thing about this. This doesn't require you to plug it into anything else. This just is its own thing. You can record and create and all of that just here. With this is just a visual extension. This is just an app that pairs with it. So so it doesn't require a DAW. And Gav in the chat says, this box is great and all, but please tell me you're still jamming on the drums, as in real drums. I'm not, mate, because I can't, unfortunately. Long story short, I used to go and play on my friend's kit every week because it was close to Ardman. Every lunch, me and my friend Katie would go. But of course, since working from home and since lockdown, I can't do that. And now my friend has also moved to Canada. So I miss my friend and I can't play the drums. So I haven't played the real drums since lockdown, unfortunately. I don't have electronic drums anymore because I sold them. But what I might do, we're trying to move house, and if we move house, I would love if we can basically find space, because I would buy another electronic kit. I can't have a real kit, I can't have an acoustic kit, because I can only play at night, and at night my son is asleep and he's going to hear it if I'm smashing on the drums. So if I did get a kit, I could only get a digital one, but I think I would buy a good expensive digital kit with mesh heads, whereas before my other one only had a mesh snare and everything else was kind of like a hard surface and just wasn't really like playing the drums at all. But obviously digital kits are way better now, so yeah, one day I'll get it. I miss it so much. I do have a little practice snare that I play out in my wife's workshop, but I can't even play that because it's too loud. So I just have a practice pad on it, and I've got a tiny little splash cymbal connected to it, so I just do little rudiments and then little even I can do little cymbal chokes as well. This thing's like that big and I can just get really into the groove and it's really good fun. So yeah, sorry Gav, can't play. Red Glove Rider says, let's all club together and buy Gav a splash cymbal. I know, man. Maybe I can just build it up with tiny little kits. Yeah, I think it's just the reality of life as an adult and as a parent, and in lockdown, I haven't got it. So one day. So at the minute, I'm stuck on playing on this, which I love. And Hey Boldface says, can you record vocals with it? Yes, we can. Yes, I mean, the mic is here, and I don't know if you can see it. Whoop. There you go. When it tilts sideways, whoop, you can see the screen change as well. It's really cool. It's tilt sensitive, which is nice. How do I do it? Hold tight, Twitch. Yeah, you can totally record vocals with it. Not very nice quality because it's a tiny mic, but boom, you can do some. Ooh, hang on. How do we do effects? Delay. Reverb. Oh yes, this is dope. I haven't played with this since the update. I should use this for Twitch, right? This is super fun. So yeah, you can record vocals. And I am going to try and record some samples in a little bit. So you could do that on it, but of course it's not meant for that. You can plug this in when you record. You can use this, so it's connected via USB. I'm not using audio out, I'm using USB. So you can then connect, you can sample anything. So some of the samples that I've got are from TV shows and stuff, and I just plug it in, hit play on YouTube and record. So we're going to come to that little sample bit next, because we haven't even got a bass line or anything yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some step components before we go too far. And a step component is sort of an effect that can be triggered whenever you want it to. And it means that things can be a little bit more organic. So for example, so that snare there with the echo, which I'm still not entirely sure on, I'm going to bring down that delay. I only want that to trigger maybe every fourth bar. So you see now I'm in step components. If I go ignore trigger every 4 bars, so ignores it. So that's how you can start building stuff up. You can sort of just develop something, even just with one bar. You know, you can start chaining things together. You can start chaining all these patterns. So when I'm here and I'm in this project mode, and like I say, I'm on this pattern, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you can jump and chain between these. But sometimes I just leave it in this one pattern and play. Hey Boldface says, I came for the design genius. Oh mate, I'm so sorry that there's no design genius here. You are disappointed, but you will leave with some music knowledge. Hopefully I can impart something. Definitely no design genius, but I can try and impact you to spend some money on this dope stuff. Gav Hoffman says, I have the TD1K but upgraded to the M. Oh, what's the M, mate? I do not know. So this is the thing. If anyone has any recommendations, I can't do it yet. I don't have the money or the space, but I think I would make an investment and spend them. I'd probably spend $1,000 plus on it. Oh, okay. But you upgraded to the M last year. Okay. TD1K, is that the bad boy one? They've all moved on so much. My electronic kit was old, so. But yeah, just seeing that they've moved on, and I saw a sick video of Jay Weinberg from Slipknot playing a full. I mean, that was a full mesh kit. Oh, the TD1KM is around 500 quid. Nice, okay. Yeah, well, maybe for $1,000 you could get something sweet. Let's turn this metronome off. I don't like that kick still. Boom, boom. Maybe I'll do the same thing. I'll only trigger it every 8. So select it, step component, trigger it every 8. And also, so that you can set when things trigger, but you can also do things like, so let's select that again, step components. Let's see, velocity, no, ramp up, no, multiply. Let's multiply it double. So when it triggers, it should also do a double as well. Okay, we've got to wait 8 steps now. See, you hear the snare on the 4 as well. Here we go. Okay, it sounded whack, but did you hear that when it did trigger, it did a double? So that's not me doing any extra steps. That's just me using the step components. Actually, I don't want a double. That's pretty rubbish. And all of these are different things. Hold, multiply, change the velocity, ramp up, ramp down, randomize it, glide. These aren't too great for kick drums. You want these for different sort of sounds. But you can also, for example, ignore parameter lock. So on a parameter lock, I can change the parameter of that step. So maybe, for example's sake, let's do that. So that kick is pitched down, and then we go, okay, so it's only going to trigger every 8 steps anyway, and we're only going to do the parameter lock every, we need to kind of work in multiples then. Can you do that? Or 2? I don't know. Sometimes it adds up, sometimes it doesn't, don't know. Anyway, let's move on to some actual synthy stuff. Let's move on to a bass line. Oh! So the first 4 tracks were all sample bass, but these are all synthesizer bass. And these have got a lot more different effects that you can go, and they've all got different presets. So for example, now I'm holding shift. That is the saw synth, but then you've got the Uranus, electric, digital, volt, bow. Actually, I should show you what these sound like. Oh, I always like electric. Digital. Oh, volt is good. These are just starting places though. You can infinitely mess around with these. Ooh. Cuckoo. This is made by an awesome artist called Cuckoo, who really plays a lot with Teenage Engineering stuff. So if you can find Cuckoo on YouTube, he's awesome, and he makes his own packs as well. Oh, we didn't, hang on. We'll do a bass line, then let's do some sampling. Let's go. No. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? But let's play. And often I just muck around and see what I like. And you can change the envelope. Oh yeah. So you can sort of play the notes and input them on the sequencer. But for example, say if I just put that on the timeline, it only does it for a blip. But then I can go, actually no, hold that note for that long. For example. Let's turn it off. Hang on, what was I doing? I was doing envelope, wasn't I? See, this is where the LFO starts getting interesting. Ooh. Oh, hello. Starting to sound a bit 8-bit. Oh, yeah, I'm into this. Oh, yeah, I'm into that. So that you can see here, as I'm moving this dial, I'm changing the rate. Oh yeah, so you can do it in hertz, but also you can do it as a count as well. So that's nice. That will be mapped to the tempo. So. Nice! I like this. But that's just one type. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, it's also got whammy bar as well. That's just fun. I totally get distracted. This is what I mean. It's just really fun to get distracted, and it doesn't matter. What was I doing? I was doing sine wave, square wave. So at the minute, this loops on a bar of 16, but you can change the loop length as well if you want. So for example, I've now pressed shift. If I go 4, each recording will be four bars, giving a sum total of 64. So that way you can have like one channel is playing out a lot longer than just it, because all the drums are looping over just one count of 16. Let's just not worry about it, just play. So then you can sort of arm it by pressing record and shift, and then as soon as I hit play, it'll start recording, which is really useful if you're sort of playing live. Bit wonky, but that's all right because you can do a bit of magic quantization. So if you just hold down that, and then I want to quantize. And also, I like turning on the portmanteau as well. That's sometimes quite fun. See how that sounds. Which means how it's going to sort of glide between the next note. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to turn that down a bit. And another thing that you can do is, and I use this a lot when I'm doing the live streams, I use mute groups. So when you turn on the muting thing, you can basically just turn things on and off. So by default, everything is on. But if I'm sort of like playing something in a musical interlude, I don't want that. So if I turn off all of that, for example, and then when I'm ready, I press the next one. Maybe let's do that. It's a nice way to just sort of like, they're just called mute groups, just to have control over them. Now let's see if we can do it with sampling, shall we? So let's jump back to the sample. Ooh, these can be anything. These are packs that come with the OPZ. So you can use them for anything. So like this pack, for example, is great. So you can just make things weird. So I mean, you can just sort of play, just sort of absolutely play, and it doesn't matter. But that wasn't what I was trying to show you. So let's turn all of them off. Boop. It's also very satisfying just to press buttons. I wanted to see if I could.
Now get over there. Breaking contact.
This is a sample I've used a few times.
You're wasting time.
This is from Night Trap. You know, the banned Sega Mega CD game.
Get over there. Breaking contact. Breaking contact. Breaking contact. Looks like you're not up for this mission. You're wasting time. Get over there.
So you can just, and I think I just used USB to record that via YouTube. What else have we got? Oh, these are nice. These are from the PO20, which is actually the Pocket Operator 20. You can also, there's some great things called OP1.fun, I think, where you can download samples. Ooh. But I want to create.
Possible systems of exchanges have been suggested. Symmetry, proton. Why should it be hard? The problem is very hard. The problem of what happens if you exchange one thing with another and then something with something else. Possible systems of exchanges have.
Oh, we've not got a free bank. Oh.
Is fucking dead.
This was from Frank Carter and the Gallows, one of my favourite albums, Grey Britain. And he's just screaming about Grey Britain, and I love it.
It's fucking dead. Dead.
Maybe we kill Frank. Do we kill Frank? Thing is, though, this other songs that are using these sample packs, if I overwrite them, that will change how the songs exist in the other banks. So you kind of have to be careful what you delete. Oh, this is my friend George's effects pack. George Nedivine. Ooh. Ooh, meaty. Still haven't decided which one to get rid of. They're all so good.
Get over there. Breaking contact. Get over there. You're wasting time. Looks like you're not up for this mission.
I don't want to lose that one because that's good. Maybe this one. How do I clear this one? Create user sample. I don't know how to do it. Don't know how to do it. Maybe we have to do it another time. Maybe we have to do it another time because I can't remember how to do it.
Now. Breaking contact.
Girth bass.
Get over there.
What was I doing? Let's have a look at some chords, shall we? Bit too floaty for us in this track, isn't it? Oh. Bit too organy. I mean, you can still. I mean, you can go down octaves. You see me pressing plus and minus down here. I mean, it's just fun with so many things in such a tiny little box. Oh, that sounds pretty sick. Change the filter. Let's change some effects. Oh, actually, what's really good here, if we change the... let's see what this is. Don't know. Sounds like a video game. I think anything sounds like a video game, I'm always stoked on. I mean, this might sound pretty good if we change the envelope, because it just stops. Is that going to fit into our song? When were the bass drops as Pigeon Patrol? I know, I'm taking so long, I know. We've not even got to a bass drop, I'm so sorry. Plastic and Blush says, I have a few syncs. Does the OPZ have an onboard speaker, or do you listen to what you're making with through the app or an external speaker? So it is plugged, normally it plugs in, here, and a headphone jack. It's just because it's coming through the computer. I've got my headphones into this, but there is a speaker, but obviously, as you might imagine, it's that small, so it's really, really tiny. But it will do it if you want to. And sometimes when I'm just mucking around, I don't plug headphones in. That's just because it's quick. But yeah, so normally it's straight into there. It's just because it's coming via the computer. Oh, thank you, Pigeon Patrol, for the kind words. I'm sorry there is no bass drop, but thank you for enjoying the stream. See, this is my downfall. I can program. Oh, Keyframe. Hello, thank you for the follow. I think I can program drums and stuff, and I'm happy playing around. But chords and key, sort of lead lines and all of that stuff, I find tricky. And Hunter's Home. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, we're on a streak. Thank you all. I mean, we've got to. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. I've got to pack it up in a second now. Let's just see if we can put some chords down. It's too loud straight away. Let's keep it simple, mainly because I don't know how to do anything that's not simple. What do we want to do? Oh, no, hang on. There we go. Okay. Right, ready to record? No, that sounds terrible. No. Okay, let's have just a little listen to what we've done then. So we had a kick, and we've got it only triggering every now and then. And then what do we have? We have a little snare, and we've got 2 snares, haven't we? We've got a snare that comes in with claps, and then we've got the big one that only comes in every 8, I think. I mean, it's all a bit wonky, but it doesn't matter, does it? And we've got a really simple hi-hat pattern. I mean, to be honest, what I would normally do there is maybe on the first one, give it a little bit of a, oops, no, this one, up step components, add a little more to, that's it. Can you hear this, like, a little roll? But again, I can make it only happen every step component, maybe just do it every 4. So there it goes, and then it only does it every 4. There you go. So that's what I mean. I like just building it up. I don't think we used any samples, did we? No, we did start a bass line though. It's alright, it's got a little arpeggiated thing happening. What's it doing? It's going through its filters, and on sort of on a count of 8 it's dipping up and down. And we've got some chords. No, wrong button. What I'll quickly show you then, so with all of those things on, now if we jump over to this, the performance mode, you'll be able to see, now you know what the track consists of. If I start playing with these things as it's playing, you'll see that it basically just affects different parts of the song. So buttons here affect the sort of drum bit, and buttons here affect the sort of synthy bit, and you can really start making quite an organic sound. You know that this is what we've got. Right, you know that's what that is. But if I now go into performance mode, you can see kind of what you can do. See, this just ducks all of the drums. Let go. You can stack them up as well. Here we go. Oh, sounds mean. Oh, dirty. Ready? Truly random. Random drums. Random synths. So you can make really random stuff. Thank you all so much for joining me on that. That was really fun. I really appreciate you giving me the time to muck around with something that, like I say, isn't my profession, is just something I really love and really enjoy. And I love the fact that Brian, Plastic and Plush, just says, damn you, I bit the bullet and bought one. Mate, they're so good. Honestly, you will not regret it. I love this little thing. I find it super fun. I really do. It's a great creative thing. Also, it's so small, we can hide it from your wife. You can just have a little play in the toilet, put your little headphones on, she'll never know. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Bad Leprechaun says, this was awesome, Gav. Thanks for sharing. Lusting after one of those now. Oh, mate, thank you so much for lending us your ears. And big ups to my friend Gav. Gav J. Hoffman says, dig these different kind of creative sessions, G. Makes me remember when I used to just create just because. Nostalgia was rife in this session. Oh, mate, well, that's really kind of you to say. Yeah, this is always what I want these streams to be, just fun and creative. And yeah, thank you. I was a little bit nervous to do this because I still feel quite embarrassed and a bit scared to share making this stuff. But you didn't laugh, and that's great. And I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Do come and join us on our Discord. Type !Discord to get the link. It is a happy place. It's called the Happy Place, and it's an online text chat for us all to share and inspire each other and stay sane in these crazy dark times. So do come and join us on that, and thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. Hopefully I might be streaming tomorrow night just as I'm working on stuff, but on Thursday I'll be doing another creative stream, whatever it may be. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to share yet, but hopefully it will be somewhere to escape to, and we'll do something fun and silly and creative. But thank you as always to everyone. Thank you very much for the follows. It's lovely to see you all here, and hopefully see you in the next stream. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye bye.